What's good, team? Right now, I'm bringing guys another episode of the Explained series today, and this week's episode, I'll be bringing guys Paleozoic Frogs Explained. I had a few people over the past couple of weeks saying, Chris, explain Paleozoic Frogs. So in this video, I'm going to do just that. So, as I always tell you guys, without further ado, let's begin. Now, start off by saying Paleozoic Frogs. Why this deck is a threat? This deck is pretty much a threat because it grinds really well, it has an amazing rank 2 engine, and it is very unpredictable. The deck is pretty much a trap monster based deck for you guys that do not know, and it has a fuck ton of effects. The deck grinds well because a lot of the trap monsters come out of the graveyard when a trap is activated, and they just keep on looping and spamming fields, and the deck just makes totally awesome. So honestly, there are a lot of good things to like about this deck. So right now, from this point in the video, I'm going to read over every card in the deck and explain why they're there. Starting off with some of the Paleozoic traps. I'm going to start off with Paleozoic Canadia. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Change to face-down defense position once per chain. When a trap card is activated while this card is in your graveyard, special summon this card as a normal monster, Aqua-Type, level 2, 1200 attack, 0 defense. This card is not treated as a trap card while it's on the field, of course, because it's special summon that way. This card is unaffected by monster effects. Also banish it when it leaves the field. So that's pretty good because it's unaffected by monster effects. It's level 2, making totally awesome. And he has a Book of Moon effect, so you can activate it as a regular trap. Book of Moon on the opponent's monster, then when it's in the graveyard, you bring it back and start summoning as a monster. Really amazing. Paleozoic Dino Mischief. Target one face-up card on the field, discard one card, and if you do, banish it. Now that's one of the better cards in the deck because it targets, it's a spot removal, which is always great for any archetype that comes out. Once per chain, when a trap is activated while this card is in your graveyard, special summon this card as a normal monster. 1200 attack, level 2, not treated as a trap just like the last card. If it's special in this way, this card is affected by monster effects. Also banish it when it leaves. So off back, these cards have an inherent protection against decks like Cosmos, protection from Cosmo Dark Destroyer, which is really great. And then we have Paleozoic Lyncholia, target one banish card, return it. So this is some recursion for the deck. A lot of the builds I saw online did not run a lot of Lyncholias, but they do run Lyncholia, like maybe 1 or 2 copies. Target one banish card, return it to the graveyard once per chain. When a trap is activated, while this card is in your graveyard, special summon this card as a normal monster, Aqua-Type, 1200. The card is not treated as a trap. If it's special summon this way, it's unaffected by monster effects, banish when it leaves field. So all of these have amazing effects. As a recap, Canadia is a Book of Moon, Dino Mischief is a spot removal, and Lyncholia is a recursion card. So now that I went over these traps for the deck, I'm going to go over some more traps for the deck because the deck utilizes a lot of traps because it is a trap monster based deck. The only competitive trap monster based deck, mind you. Paleozoic trap continues. So we also have Paleozoic Olenoidus, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's the MSC for the deck. Target one spell trap on the field, destroy it once per chain when the trap is activated while this card is in your graveyard. Special summon this card as a normal monster, Aqua-Type. And then same effect, he's 1200 attack, unaffected by monster effects. I got reckless reading the picture because I needed to fill out the picture because it looked kind of odd with just 2 cards. But reckless read is a common card used in the deck. You draw 2 because the deck is all traps. If your opponent blind Twin Twisters and MST, you want to make sure you don't just get blown out. So reckless read in this deck at 3 is a staple. Paleozoic Pikaia. Discard one Paleozoic card, draw 2 cards. Then same thing, once per chain, while the trap card is activated, while this card is in your graveyard. Special summon this card as a normal monster, Aqua-Type, water, level 2, 1200 attack, 0 defense, and he's unaffected by monster effects on the field. So that's very powerful. The Reckless Greed allowing you to draw 2. Pikaia allows you to draw through your deck. So the deck is really consistent, helps get rid of those dead cards. And by pitching a Paleozoic card with Pikaia, it helps you get into the graveyard so you can activate another card and bring it out. So that's very powerful, and I love the fact about this deck. It's so consistent and can do things like that. Next up, the Frog Engine. Now, Paleozoic Frogs will not be called Paleozoic Frogs if it did not have the Frog Engine. It utilizes these main 3 cards, original Frog cards that in the start of the XYZ era used to use things like Gotcha, Kentetsu, and etc. to make beefy boards and stall out to the opponent. Ronin Totem. This card's name is treated as Death Frog while face up in the field. You can remove and play one frog monster in your graveyard except for all the damage. Special summon this card from your graveyard. This card cannot be used as synchro material as a synchro monster. So, Ronin Totem is a key card to the Frog Engine because when you bring them out, you're able to, I think, dump monsters. So with Swap Frog, bring out 2 Ronin Totems and just start off your totally awesome combos, which is really good. Swap Frog. You can special summon this card from your hand by discarding one other water monster. This card is special summon. You can send one level 2 or lower Aqua-Type monster from your deck or face up from your field to the graveyard once per chain. You can return one monster you control to your hand. You can normal summon one frog during main phase turn, except Soft Frog, in addition to your normal summon the set. So essentially, you can go special summon, bounce back, normal summon, send a Rona Totem, banish stuff out of the graveyard, and just go into your totally awesome. Soft Frog is an amazing card. That's why I got reprinted as an ulti. Hope it don't get hit because this deck kind of does pretty well in the OCG. Then we have Dupe Frog. This card name becomes Death Frog while it's on the field. Monster your opponent controls cannot target monsters for attacks except this one. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one frog monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand except Dupe Frog. So it tutors your Swap Frog and your Rona Totem. And the thing about Dupe Frog that's amazing is when you have two of them on the field, it locks the opponent out, stopping them from attacks. Very good, very powerful, and plus a 2000 booty is always great. The main rank 2 monsters for the deck. So I'm not going to go over every rank 2 monsters in this deck because this video will be way too long and it'll probably be kind of boring at that point. But these are the main rank 2 monsters you guys got to think about when building this deck. And then you can just look up deck lists. Like I'm basing this video off of Michael State's deck list, who got second at the most recent YCS. Paleozoic Alpabinia requires 2 level 2 monsters. This card is unaffected by monster effect. You can activate Pseudo-Trap card from your hand. If this card has a trap XYZ as a material, you can attach one XYZ material from this card. Add one Paleozoic Trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Paleozoic Alpha once per turn. This card is pretty great because while it's on the field, it gets Mockery of the Destructor's effect of activating trap cards from your hand. So you can Paleozoic Trap cards from your hand, so you can activate the one that draws cards, the one that does spot removal, the one that Book of Moons. This is the most powerful card in the deck. Really scary. If they bring it out, try to Regeki or Book of Eclipse on the field because that card is crazy good. Then, as you already know, totally awesome. Once per turn during a standby phase, you can attach one XYZ material from this card. Special summon one frog from your deck. This is why Dupe Frog is ran because you can bring out the 2 dupes really easy and start off the dupe log where your opponent can attack. Once during either player's turn, when an opponent monster activates a spell, trap a monster effect, you can send one Aqua from your hand or face up from the field to the graveyard to negate the activation. And if you do destroy that card, then you can set it to your field. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one mono monster to your graveyard, add it to your hand. I fucking hate totally awesome, but at the same time, the card is totally awesome. Very powerful. Frogs needed something to bring back from life, and I guess totally awesome was just that. Paleozoic Anomalocaris. 3 or more level 2 monsters. This card is unaffected by other monster effects once per turn. If a trap card is sent from your Spell-Trap card to the graveyard, except during damage time, you can activate the top card of your deck, and if it's a trap card, add it to your hand. Otherwise, send it to the graveyard. Once per turn during either player's turn, this card has a trap as an XYZ material. You can attach one XYZ material from this card, target one card in the field, destroy it. This card is very scary. It actually caused me to lose the game at the regions I went to. Very good, very powerful. The Paleozoic XYZs are amazing and totally awesome to seal this deal with the Frog Engine. So, other cards that this deck utilizes are a lot of cards like, you know, the Solemn Strikes, Wabaku's and Pot of Desires. A lot of you guys are probably wondering why Wabaku, because it helps the deck stall out on those semi-bad hands where they didn't draw much. But a lot of players told me that Wabaku saves some games. So yeah, Wabaku's amazing in this deck. Of course, the deck runs things like Solemn Strike and Pot of Desire, so these cards are just too good not to run. Not to mention, if you play against Paleozoic, they can just set 5. You don't know what they have, and it could be a Strike, it could be a Paleozoic monster. You don't know. The deck has a lot of defense, and Strike is just an amazing card in general. And then Pot of Desires, you know, banish 10, draw 2. Some people think this card is still garbage. I don't know why. This card has proven itself to be one amazing Yu-Gi-Oh card. The deck also utilizes that one card that says declare a card type, XYZ, Synchro, etc. Set it off of the turn. But I wasn't able to fit it in this picture because I didn't think it was that important due to the fact that a lot of players don't run it in their deck, and in this build, I'm gonna go based on what it is. So, final thoughts on the deck. The deck is very consistent. It did well in the OCG, and the deck is tier 1 in my personal opinion because the deck is pretty much all traps with the frogs, which are very consistent. The deck did amazing in the OCG, and the deck has proven itself to be a tier 1 deck in the TCG as well, taking second in the most recent YCS, and a bunch of top 32 slots. So with all that being said, guys, post your thoughts about Paleozoic Frogs in the comment section down below. And as I've said in the last few videos, YouTube has a fucked up algorithm, so smash that like button. Let's try to get 100 likes for this video. Share the video with your friends. Get the video out there to help support this channel. So as I always tell you guys, if you're a new viewer to the channel, I would love for you to subscribe for more competitive video content. I upload 3 times a week. On Mondays I do my general discussions, on Wednesdays I do my top 10s, and on Fridays I do my Explain series where I explain decks and archetypes in detail. I truly do these videos because I truly believe in helping you guys become better players, and I also do these videos because I truly believe in you guys helping me become a better player. This was Chris from Team Innovation, and I am signing out. Peace guys, and stay innovative. Deuces. Arguably better than Tour Guide and Underworld, and the card ultimately should be at 1. Card effect basically reads, if you control no monsters, you can spend some of this card from your hand. When this card is no